All right, getting the stream started real quick. Let me get the links sent out. Okay. So, we're on the Ironman tonight, and double checking you guys can actually hear me. I see Wolf Fighters joined us. How's it going? Delicious ramen bowl sounds delicious. So, I gotta switch over. I'm actually on my main right now. So I've emptied these guys fairly recently. I'm not really going to do much minion maintenance. I've already done my, oh, I guess I haven't done the experiments for today. I did experiments for yesterday, apparently, earlier today. So I did a little bit of mine collection, grabbed some of my stuff off of the forge, so we're getting pretty good on the refined diamonds. We got another 4 that we need to do. Need some more refined mithril to make this last mithril plate, and then we've got the refined titanium to upgrade this 355 drill. So we're getting close to being able to do that. And then separately from that, there was a topaz drill we were going to upgrade. I should probably pull the drill out of my inventory so I have it standing by here. So the other plan is to upgrade the topaz drill, gemstone drill to the topaz drill. Right, I'm moving things around the wrong places. This gemstone drill to topaz, which we've already got the flawless topaz for it. We've got the gemstone mixtures. The thing we're missing are these magma cores, and these are kind of a pain to get because you have to fish underground for them. So that's one thing to do at some point. Try and get that topaz drill. It's going to be better than the 355 and the 455 because we'll be able to do a jasper drill fairly quickly after that too. So that might be a thing to try out. And then in the meantime, I've just been kind of grinding some extra gems and occasionally turning them into coins. So we're up to like 6.5 million in the bank right now. Wow, 6 Jada rolls and 13 runs is pretty great. See, Carrot Bless, Axing, and Guild Chat. If I have Summoning Eyes, I don't recall, honestly. I did at one point. I may have used them. You have this hot Kudra key. I'm gonna say, yeah, I probably used up my set of Summoning Eyes that I had. Yeah, so like it's fairly expensive to unlock the slots. I don't have the coins for this, so typically what I've been doing is selling off some gems or enchanted mithril or something like that. And I don't have the 10,000 coin entrance fee, other than just getting it out of the bank. I can just go to the bank, I suppose. But why? When I can sell 8 mithril and get my access. So we just hit the reset for dailies, so we can go get our powder in the crystal hollows here real quick. And these are the things we had running in here. So we got some refined mithrils, got a refined diamond, and another refined titanium going. Probably other 3 that you get. So it's probably jade, amber, and topaz, I would think. Oops. So another thing we're dealing with is the servers are being updated right now. There's a game update. Well, at least a notification from me just a few minutes ago. So we're still kind of having to deal with servers that don't respond after a bit. And sometimes not being able to get back into the game. Okay, so let's see, we have 3, we need 1 more fine mithril, I think. And then we need an enchanted iron block, and we need 3 more refined diamonds. As far as refined diamonds go, I pretty much used up all the ones I had. Enchanted iron, though, I'm close, so that may be a thing we should grab while we're in the hollows, is more iron. Actually, to be honest, I don't know. I may not have emptied this recently. Yeah, look at this. I've got all these iron blocks. Going to be pretty easy from that. Alright, so we should have enough for an iron block. More than enough. Okay. We'll deal with that later on, though. We don't need to do it right now. So generally what I've been doing for, I don't know, the last couple times I've done this, I'm using the armadillo pet for mining the amethysts, but at the same time I'm using the pickaxe to mine more gemstone mixture, sludge juice for gemstone mixtures. So it's an ongoing process back and forth of those 2 things as we've been digging around in here. Probably not the most efficient way to do this. I'm sure I could, grind some other things. I don't even know where my armadillo is. It's not following me around. Basically, I'm grinding over to wherever there's more stuff with the pickaxe, and then I'm grabbing all the amethysts with the armadillo. And then I'm also getting topaz. I'm doing this down at the level where there's topaz, and it's all in the same spot, so. It's been mostly effective, I guess. What it helps with is not running out of armadillo energy. I usually end up having more than enough energy to hop on the armadillo, and should probably put this in a different slot though. I'll do still on the armadillo. I'll probably do the missions grind here in a second. I'm gonna hopefully wait for a 2x powder event to happen before I do that. But in the meantime, we're getting sludge and we're getting amethyst here for money, as long as I don't accidentally convert them into... Now the other thing I've been not doing, I haven't been buying cookies, so I've got my bits that are left. I've got a few god pots. Actually, I think I used up the god pots. And I'm just trying to survive until I can, and not spend money on a cookie until after like Scorpius or whatever happens. Depending on how much coins I can get together, I may or may not try to get a Midas staff during the next Scorpius event here, which should be coming up pretty soon. A little bit of lag on the servers while they're doing their game update. This is fairly fast for doing the armadillo mining on the gems. You know, it doesn't take all that long to get from one place to the other. Armadillo gets a chance to rest slightly in between, and you know, you're definitely going through the gems a lot faster than if, like, you would have to put all of your powder into speed really to be able to break the gems, you know, as fast as you can with your armadillo. And since I have all of it on fortune instead, I'm basically getting more drops out of this than I normally would have. What I should probably be doing is opening the chests too. I'm kind of ignoring those. I'm also not concentrating on rubies at all. They're better when you have to break them manually, but if you're getting other stuff, like for Ironman, none of it really matters because it's all the same price. So you just don't want to do stuff that's harder to get. Even though the ruby's fairly easy to get, it's the same speed as if I'm with an armadillo as anything, so it doesn't really make sense to put a lot of effort into grinding ruby specifically unless I need it. And I'm not going to need it until I go to do another piece of Divins armor. So I've only got 2 frags out of the 7 I need for leggings. And then the one after that would be chests, so another 8 for that. So, you know, 5 more plus 8 more is 13 more Divins fragments, which means a lot more runs. The one thing I've also considered doing here, and I may go switch to this, is doing sapphire mining instead of amethyst, because right now I don't really have I'm going to long term need a whole lot of gemstone mixtures. Right now I don't need all that many, so it might be better to try to get more robot parts from the chests over there rather than grinding over here for sludge juice and the whatever's in the chests. Just gemstone powder mostly is what I'm getting out of these. So when I hit the next kind of goal I have on the sludge juice, which is enough for 3 gemstone mixtures, I'll probably move over to the sapphires and do those instead. Let me double check that and see how much I have to go here. We got another 5, 6 1.5 stacks of sludge juice I need to gather up. Rogue Spectre wants to know what the chances of getting banned for macroing Mithril are. I'd say pretty high. So the people that are macroing Mithril are using throwaway accounts most of the time. They're not actually playing the game for anything other than just getting piles of Mithril, because those accounts get banned so often and so frequently, right? It's really easy to catch someone who's mining Mithril. It's like very, very obvious. A lot of user behavior they can do. You know, they try to dodge like the report system, which is kind of obvious. You know, when like if you're always disconnecting every time someone shows up near you, that's something they can detect. That's not like, you know, hard knowledge for them to get. So like all the little like countermeasures the guys write into their macros and their bots and stuff just aren't really really effective. They think they are, but it's not actually doing much for them. So you know, all they're going to do is get reported by whoever was looking at them before they disappeared. So yeah, so I'd say it's very likely that you would get caught and wiped for macroing. It's just a pretty obvious activity on their server side. So generally what those guys do is they basically get an account set up, have like a, you know, one of the ones they've bought like a key for cheap online somewhere. You know, there's like tons of hacked accounts and stuff, so you can just go and get, and they basically grind those until the person gets wiped or banned or whatever, and then they switch to a new one. And in between there, you know, every once in a while they basically automatically trade off coins or supplies or whatever to another centralized account or something, right? And then you kind of filter them that way. So there's a lot of like sophistication to that aspect of what they do, but the actual individual accounts, I'm pretty sure they lose those like constantly. It's just kind of a set cost in their minds. You know, it's like, oh, we're going to lose like, you know, 50 accounts a day or whatever, so we need to have 500 on standby or something, you know. Like all you gotta do is you look at like the in-game stats information, right? So there have been 19.3 million Hypixel SkyBlock players, right? And you go look at like, you know, the different stats they have of like real players or whatever, right? There were 40,000 people that played Bingo. There's like, you know, I don't know. I think it tells you somewhere like how many players, but it doesn't count like the ban stuff. So if you look at my channel, there's a couple of quick start guides on there. They're mostly targeted towards getting to the point you have Glaciite. Once you've gotten Glaciite, really what you want to be doing is grinding in the hollows for all sorts of stuff. So you'll want to get, you know, a decent pick. If you can get a jungle pick, that'd be great. That's pretty handy. I'm still using it, right? It's fast enough once you get your powder up to a high enough level. You want to grind for your Yogg armor, right? Because Yogg armors have a slot for topaz, which means you get pristine off of them, which makes them almost as good as Sorrow armor in terms of the amount of drops you can get, right? That's another important one. And then, you know, the main thing is getting that gauntlet, because all these things will make you tons and tons of coins long term, you know, especially during coal events where you have like 2x drops and things like that. So for just about everything else in the game, you know, a good Dreadlord sword will last you a long time, and even through doing dungeons and stuff. You know, Frozen Side's kind of nice if you can get one. It's Ironman, it's a little hard to make. You have to let your minions do it for you, but not impossible. So anyways, That's probably the direction I think you would be better off heading. And then being able to make rabbit 6 and speed 5 potions will make you almost as fast as having god pots, right? So that can be super useful for you if you don't want to spend your coins on cookies to get bits. You just want to have like speed and be able to move around and jump and stuff. Getting your rabbit collection up with minions is very easy, and getting your speed collection up is pretty simple. If you can build farms too to do it. Sugar farms are actually pretty good for money too, so a lot of people do that. I'm trying to wait for the garden update before I build a bunch of farms and stuff. So I've been holding off on making significant investments of time into farms on my island for Ironman. I'm sure for long term for other stuff I'll probably want to. I just realized I'm like skipping all this bestiary I could be getting on these fists. I think that was a ton of fists here that I've been kind of just ignoring. They also dropped some of the rough amethysts. Okay, I'm gonna empty out some of my stuff here. One thing I've not really been paying attention to is concentrated stone. Like, I'm sure I've probably got at least another one I can make. I should take a look at that real quick. Yeah, okay. So you need these to make silex. And you need, 10 silexes, sorry, 5 silexes to upgrade efficiency on your gear. So I'm saving these for the 655 drill. That's where you're going to really want to have that extra speed. So I'm up to 4 now of the 4 of the 9 I need to make silex, which would be 1 of the silexes I need out of the 5. So there's a long way to go. Yeah, everybody's saying you should make enchanted mining sacks. I can't believe you haven't made one yet. There's too many drops that you have to deal with to not have an enchanted mining sack. I'm probably... Oh, actually, I should look and see. I've been ignoring this too. How many redstone blocks do I have? I don't even know. Total. I may have been storing those somewhere. I may have used the ones I had. I should probably upgrade my personal compactors. I've got 2 of them, but I keep having to move things in and out of them. It'd be nice to have to do that less, but it's not a high priority because it doesn't really cost me that much time, generally speaking. So I haven't prioritized it over things like coins, for cookies and whatnot. One thing I've not gotten yet is a builder's wand. I do want to get one of those eventually. So at some point I need to buy cookies, but since we have Scorpius coming up in the near future, I really want to get a bunch of coins set aside because there'll be more options to buy more things during the dark auctions during Scorpius, including things like the Midas staff. I just don't think I'm going to get to the point where I have enough coins for that anytime soon. A big chunk of topaz here. The topaz I'm probably not going to sell. I'm trying to keep that because I still need to make my perfect topazes. I need to make one for Gauntlet. I need to make one for each piece of armor that I'm going to be using I just haven't ground topaz specifically for those things. But I'm going to grab it whenever I can, easily gather a bunch. I'm just not going to sell it the way I'm going to sell this amethyst. Probably check my amethyst supplies here and see where I'm at. Got another stack and a half of the sludge juice. So 19,000 amethysts with 2,000 floods. So half stacker. So I had 3 to start with, so we actually got 28 out of this. But I'm just going to sell those eventually anyway. So like amethyst is pretty easy to get. Hey there, Mr. Winter. How's it going? It's actually faster to grind the sludge juice off of actual sludges. It's just, this is kind of a way to do 2 things at once. If I was going to grind it for, gemstone mixture proper, I'd try to find like a sludge tree room and use that. This is relatively slow and painful. At least in comparison. Sorry, I'm not going to PvE someone right now. I'm just in the middle of all of this. Grinding coins, so I kind of need to stay as efficient as I can on this. So basically we're getting gemstones to sell to the NPC. Since it's the Ironman profile, it's about the only place we can sell them. And I don't really need like perfect amethyst just yet. But what I do need is the sludge juice to make gemstone mixtures for upgrading the drills. So kind of like doing both at once. And then getting powder occasionally too. But one of the problems I've got generally on this Ironman is I keep running into the sapphire crystal, which is the commission, to get the actual nucleus run crystal for the robot parts, and I can't find robot parts, man. It's just like killing me. Like I'm stuck with like a bunch of reflectors and say FTXs and whatnot. I'm missing like a few critical things like transmitters, right? So I've got 7 reflectors and synthetic hearts and 5 control switches and FTXs and 2 superlight motors even, but I've got no electron transmitters. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter for Ironman so much because all the gems are the same price to the NPC, so it doesn't really matter which one you're grinding. So since it doesn't really matter, I'm kind of trying to get the sludge from the jungle more than the amethyst itself. I can do this in any of the zones, but I'm using the amethyst in the jungle right now just because I want to get the sludge juice off the jungle pick. Make some more gemstone mixtures eventually. Like I'm going to need a bunch, like 60 or 70 more, I think. If not, I think maybe even more than that. So it's kind of like an ongoing need. I need 32 actually, just for the upgrade for the, I want to say the amulet of power. And right now I have like 3 total. So lots and lots of grind left for that. So I've got most, it's not the best. Mostly I'm just getting what I can. I didn't bother with the speed since I'm using Armadillo Pet most of the time. The Flawless Pristine was the thing I was most focused on. I'd like to get those up to perfects eventually, and then just transfer the perfects over to my Divin's armor once I get chambers for it. I just don't have chambers for it yet. I just got like the basic. I did have jaded on them. That was one thing I was able to do, which adds quite a bit of fortune. So like when I'm mining mithril, I switch to this configuration here, right? Because this gives me more overall speed and fortune compared to the Yogg armor, right? So this is a good mithril setup because you just get you don't need the pristine that the Yogg armor has. That's the main attractive point for Yogg, is the pristine on it. So that's actually a fairly decent setup for getting mithril. I was doing that a little bit earlier to get the supplies to make the refined mithril I needed. But there's a lot of swapping back and forth between them, and eventually I need to get chambers on those to actually make it really efficient for getting coins. Yeah, I'm doing okay on pristine. The gauntlet has topaz, flawless topaz on it. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't think there's a slot on the amulet until you get to the point where you have the highest level one. We got the jungle amulet though, at least. The ring of power now, I think, right at the moment. I'm not sure what I did with it. So here's another thing I need to upgrade at some point, is a titanium ring, but it's not super important. It just does mining speed, so I don't know. I'm not going to bother looking for it now. But so all the topaz is on like the gauntlet and the armor to get that pristine level, which I think is like 11 pristine, maybe 12 pristine. So you can kind of see, like, it doesn't make sense. Like maximum pristine is not that much higher, like a third higher. I don't know. There's a generator room down there. That's why the armadillo won't break it. So anyways, it's not a bad setup. It's fairly decent. It'd be better, if I had more powder. I just don't have a lot of powder yet. I've got like 2 million gem and 1.5 million mithril maybe. What I'm waiting for though is that daily gemstone powder. If I can get 2x, I'll go do my commissions for the day, and each of those, once you hit Heart of the Mountain 7, each of those commissions gives you 4,000 gemstone powder. So you can get 16,000 gemstone powder just from the daily commissions, and then on top of that, if you get them during a 2x, you should get twice as much, right? So you should be able to get like 32,000 gemstone powder. So it's kind of why I'm trying to wait for the commissions. I could be like straight up grinding commissions and doing them fairly fast and getting a bunch of gemstone powder. But I also need the sludge juice, and so it's kind of like, which one am I going to do? I got to pick my priorities. Right now I'm just getting a little more coins because I'm at a point where it's expensive have to upgrade any of my remaining fortunes. 68,000. I've got 9 more levels to go on mining fortune 2 and 8 more on mining fortune, the regular mining fortune. So yeah, I'm just kind of having to accumulate a lot of powder over time here. Once I fill up on this sludge juice here and I get the other 3.5 stacks, I'm gonna go switch over to doing robot parts over in grind sapphires the same way that I'm doing right now. So on my main, I did audiobooks. I listened to audiobooks while I was grinding stuff. And I tried to grind, mostly during 2x powder events. I would do other stuff, and then whenever 2x powder came up, I would go and do the commissions as fast as I could, which is a fairly decent way of doing it still. Let's see here. Trying to find my guidelines here. Yeah, Mr. Winter, it's probably going to take longer than that for your appeal. Like, they generally take days, if I remember correctly. Getting better at maneuvering the armadillo, getting it to warp where I want it to warp. Generally, the idea is that you don't want to land till you're where you want to be, the armadillo to be, right? So if you aspect at the end around, or if you just kind of run down a tunnel or whatever, you can get it to warp to you. But if you're in an open area, you can basically aspect at the end away from where you want to be, wait for the armadillo to move, and then fly back to where you originally wanted to be. You can be fairly precise with where the armadillo ends up on those. For stuff like this, you just kind of have to warp it ahead and hope it doesn't show up too far away from where you want to be. Constructed room here. That's why I can't cut through that ceiling stuff. Another thing I should probably do is put some of that gemstone powder into mole to improve the amount of sludge I get, because you break more, you get the sludge per block broken, a chance for sludge per block broken, and you get more blocks with higher mole, so it's much better at higher mole levels. But I've been trying to put all my gemstone powder into mining fortune to be able to, more efficiently grind coins. So I've neglected my mole a bit. press shift. Does not seem to work if you press shift. That'd be great if it did, though. Shift or control, neither one. Warp it. Maybe if it's far away from you somewhere. I don't know. Like I didn't press anything, it just showed up. Like the rock pet does, yeah. Like everybody was saying, like the rock pet will show up when you do that. The thing is, the armadillo is trying to keep up with you, so it's constantly walking forward, so you have to get far enough away quickly enough for it to be able to move forward by a warp when you're digging around in places. A lot of times I just walk back and grab the armadillo from wherever he's slowly moving from. Oh wow, I'm totally obliviously ignoring the 2x powder we have. So let me go deal with this real quick. Almost there on the sludge juice. Okay, so generally speaking, got Jade and Team Treasurite. Both of those are going to be over here. I can do the Jade really quickly. So I'll just do that. We'll look for the Team Treasurite guys around the area here. I've only got, 4 of these that will give me extra powder, but I do have a whole 2x powder event, so it'd be better to do it now rather than later. There's a chest actually in here that's really easy to get, so I'm just going to grab that real quick. Okay, Yogg Slayer and Team Treasurite Slayer. Fortunately, I got Slayers, and those mean you have to actually go grind them. Yogg Slayer should be fairly easy. I'm pretty sure we saw Bal earlier. If not, we saw some Yogg rims over near the start of the... over near the start of the jungle area. Seems to be one of those servers where they stop spawning in, maybe. Only would have seen a bunch of them around this area here. There's like one. Alright, so that's our Team Treasurite. So you can see we've got the 3.2 and 800 gemstone powder that we're going to get, right? So if we check our Heart of the Mountain, 77971, right? So 7,800-ish. And when I collected that, we're now at 88, right? So I'm actually getting, powder buff is actually working too. I've got some powder buff, so my powder buff is actually working on that. And I got almost 10,000 powder from just the daily commissions. So that's kind of cool. That didn't used to work. So that's a neat thing to see. Like they said it was supposed to work now, but you know, they say a lot of things are supposed to work. Okay, so now we're to Goblin Slayers, a Boss Corleone Slayer. And you know, the Yogg Slayer, so we can go look for Yoggs in a second. But for now, I think we'll go look real quickly and see if there's any like easy access goblins. Here's a room that has some in it. It's supposed to have something. You know, it's like there's very little goblins around right now. So either someone's been through this room or there's some kind of weird spawn issue with them in here. But at least I can do is get these chests. You can find the canyon. That'd be a pretty good place to find them. Oh, look, a canyon. This one almost always respawns its goblins. I don't know what's different about this than the other place, but for Goblin Slayer, it's hard to beat the canyon. And that's be the point where I can take out the murder lovers very quickly. Still wouldn't want to mess with them during a goblin raid, but here at least they're not all that intimidating anymore. Okay, so that's another commission there. We've got this and Yogg's. This are fast, but I'm gonna get the last chest in this room before I do that. I think someone's already cleared out some of this area. Didn't do a very good job though. Surprised it didn't give me more fists than that. Usually that is a fairly high number of them. We'll need to find another one. So sludges and Yoggs. Yoggs would be easier to deal with than sludges probably. We had seen some down here at the bottom, I think. Pretty close in. Yeah. Not sure this room will be big enough to have a full set of sludges for us though. Actually not sure where the chest is in this room either. Oh, here it is at the top. That was only 4 of the Yoggs that we needed. Okay, so there's all the yogs. Automatons and sludges. So we got stuck with a bunch of slayers in this 2x powder, but a lot of times you get gemstone commissions, and when you get the gemstone commissions, man, the gemstone just flies by. If I can get to the city, I might have time to get this before the end of the 2x powder, but I should just get the chest here. Ah, this is a good room for automatons. Well, seconds though. Gonna be enough. May not be enough. Nope, not fast enough. What I should have done is grab these 2 chests in here during that 2x powder. Oh, there's another control switch. Oh, and one of my armadillos hatched. And an FTX. One more for the automatons, and that'll be my mission. What I should probably do is wait to see if I get another 2x powder of it, because a lot of times those will run back to back. Okay. I'm gonna hold off on collecting that right away. All right. Motors and transmitters, man, they're still my most painful part here. I'm not even sure why I'm keeping these Yagis at this point. I don't need to make another set of armor. Mostly, I guess I'm keeping them in case they add something later on that uses them in the recipe. That seems pretty unlikely to happen. Oh, both armadillos hatched, so I got cheap armadillos to go sell. Draft Lord had asked if I have a legendary bow. Yes, I do. And then Katana over there in Twitch chat. Hello, how are you? Bloon pulled a Phantom Rod earlier. That's really nice. I've been looking for one. I just haven't, been able to catch a spooky event on Ironman recently. I did, but earlier, but it was only enough to really do some quick candy and not really spend a lot of time fishing like I would need to get a Phantom Rod. Mostly the Phantom Rod is going to be my main way of getting Garo eventually. It's not really a high priority for me. You want to know where my armadillo pet is? Seems to have been lost in the warps. I should be doing this mithril with the Divin's armor on. Alright, so that's why I was waiting for that commission. We just had a 2x powder start. Okay, so the commissions right now, because of the where I have my gemstone powder powder buff, we got 114, 864. If I collect this, I've got 116, 932. So I'm getting 1,000 gemstone powder per commission regularly, and then the 2x is making it 2,000 per commission, right? So when you can do these commissions quickly, you can see how this is going to add up. I should probably spend some time doing these commissions. Like 2,000 gemstones in a short amount of time, because like I'm doing things like Fist Slayer and Sludge Slayer. Those are longer. When I get to the point where I'm doing gemstone commissions, they'll be like a couple a minute, So it's much faster than doing grind through chests most of the time, if you catch a 2x powder event. So it's really about managing your time and figuring out when the best time for you to be doing different things is. It's like there's another 2,000 powder right there. Right now we got a topaz commission. Topaz is easy. There's some right down at the bottom of the jungle area here. Once you have a high enough pristine, you only have to go through like 1 or 2 of these things, like we saw to do for me. There's another set over here though, right around the corner. There's plenty more down in the other tunnels nearby. There's the topaz. Oh, I went back to Yogg Slayer. So now we gotta find Yogg's again. We did find that Yogg room pretty quickly though, over in the jungle area. Probably what I should have done is marked it down and said, hey, here's where the Yoggs are. But I wasn't really thinking ahead like that. There's this one room here, but this is a very inefficient room for the Yoggs. This other room over on the other side is much more efficient for it. Yeah, it's right here. Okay. Ooh. That was a lot closer than I thought they were. That almost killed me. That would have been a waste of 7 hours of God pots. It's a little dangerous to run on with the armadillo pet doing this stuff, because the armadillo pet tends to cause you to right click on it and mount when you're firing your weapon, which is bad. Okay, so that was Yogg Slayers. Another thing to keep an eye out for is when you're on your armadillo and you try to warp to the nucleus, it warps you off the armadillo first. Okay, next commission is what? Goblin Slayer and Sludge Slayer. So we know in the goblins there is that big room that has plenty of goblins in it, so that's going to be fast. I'm avoiding sludge because I don't know where the sludges are in this one. So 3 chests. This is usually fastest just by doing some hardstone mining. Especially if you have your mole and chest looter turned up fairly high. Which I don't really, so it may take a little bit longer. Okay, so that's the chest looter. There's gemstone collector again. We'll go back to the amber side of things. Got that one already. There's another set over here. Okay, amethysts. Really, when you start getting these back-to-back missions, that things start taking off. Okay, so there's the amethyst. Hardstone miner's pretty fast. This is one where you can kind of either do it manually or do it with the armadillo, but I probably should be using a jungle pick for this to get some sludge. Oh, I'm not high, I'm not low enough, I should say. This is a heated jungle pick, so the lower I am, the faster it's going to cut through stuff. Unless I spend more of my powder on speed, which I didn't really want to do yet. Right, so this is good. I feel like this is faster. Did I already hit my commission? I hit my commission, I didn't notice. That was a noise for a chest. So now we got 3 chests, chest splitter. Alright, chests, 3 chests again. We'll just do some more of these. Actually, I should have some around somewhere. Maybe they already expired. I haven't gotten a skate in a while. Got a lot of worms though. What are we doing? We're doing one more chest. Got another armadillo egg from somewhere. Just keep getting piles of those, and they're not very useful for me. Okay, get rid of this. Try to figure out what I can get rid of to fill my inventory here to press this hardstone. Koi, the mod I think is from SBE. I'm not sure if it's SBE or SBA. One of them, or all of them, really have like some kind of chest mod to turn the little particles into something that's not quite as nebulous. Anyway, that was my hardstone commission, so let me do that. I'm gonna do amber gemstones. There's a couple good spots for that. They're gonna have been eaten by this room, the ones I normally go to, so we need to go find some other amber. Of course, there's a jungle temple in the way. Kind of cut across here and we can get some out of this tunnel over here, I think. A lot of generated structures in this area. Generated structures are generally bad from what I'm doing though, because the armadillo can't cut through them. Right, so you can see here we're in like this area, and I can't break these very efficiently. I mean, I can sit here and like mine forever, I guess. Might be faster still just to go find a place where I can actually use the armadillo. Over here. It's right on the edge of whatever that is. It's preventing blocks from being broken. Oh, it's probably part of the jungle temple, I bet. Try it down lower. Alright, there we go. Hardstone miner again. Well, there's Val, so now we can go find Yogs more easily. About halfway through our hardstone. Also, that's why I was going so slowly. I was cutting through the stuff around Val, which means it's limited to one block break instead of like this, which would have been much more efficient for hardstone. Alright, there's a hardstone miner. Goblin Slayer and Sludge Slayer. Know how to do that. Can I do Goblin Slayer in 30 seconds? I don't know. That's a good question. Probably not. So I have to get there, and then I have to find all the goblins. Nope. Not quite fast enough. Alright, so overall, we're up to 142,000 gemstone powder. I don't remember where we started. And 82,000 mithril, which is not bad. That's from chests and stuff that we opened. Ballooned asks, why are there 20 flawless Jaspers in Jerry? I have no idea what you mean by in Jerry. Oh, and your personal deliveries. So a long time ago, not a long time ago, a few, like back when they tried to fix the last gemstone dupe, they nuked a bunch of stacks of Jaspers that people had in various places. So likely what happened was somewhere in a chest somewhere at some point you had stashed away flawless Jaspers or fine Jaspers or something. Quite flawless Jaspers, and when they tried to fix it, you know, to prevent people from losing stuff that they had legitimately, they basically gave those back through the island deliveries. So I suspect that's where that comes from. It's probably just refunding your stuff that it nuked a while back. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and collect this Goblin Slayer, even though we're not in a 2x. Just to see what else we get here. Didn't realize I had the Amber Crystal Hunter. I thought I was stuck on sapphires, so maybe I should go do some of those. That guy had the king's scent on him, so I bet this is the queen right here. Yep. Now our wishing compass will take us to the king, so that's nice. Wow, that had a legendary mithril powder in it. Oh wow, the king is literally right next to the queen. Probably the second closest king and queen I've seen. Like I saw them once where they were connected, like they were like 2 blocks or something like that. Okay, so we've got better together, so I'm gonna go ahead and collect the missions as we do them. Jade, Crystal Hunter. Jade was Mines of Divin were pretty close on this main path here. Hopefully they're a fast Mines of Divin, and it won't take too long to get the parts. There's one. Oh, I do have the commissioner for the treasure rights, so I should grab those guys as I can. Hey there, Pat. How's it going? Only one part so far, or scavenged weapon. I don't know what we want to call them. I always call them parts, and it's not the right word for it. Hey, there's two. Alright. Moving along here. This floor is just a wreck. It's like really hard to run around on. Huh, I went the wrong direction entirely on this. Okay, 1, 2, 3 parts. And Team Treasure Rights mission going here. Alright, there's the fourth part. If I remember correctly, we found Baal right next to this area. I think I dug a tunnel to it accidentally. Okay. I should probably start placing some of these things so I remember when I'm on here. don't think we've done the Jungle Temple yet. Yeah, so Jungle Temple and Sapphire is last for this Nucleus run. Claim the commission for this. We got Sapphire now. Okay, so now I need to find the transmitter. I don't know if we went down the main route in here when we were looking for stuff earlier. An FTX. You've already been to this part. Yep. Okay. Well, I probably need to go back up over here. Oh, this is the other room we were already in. Actually, I think a decent Sapphire room. I'm not really sure which of these are protected and which are not. But these guys can drop parts, so I'll make a sweep through and get the automatons just to see if they drop anything. I want to say this room doesn't really have any good clusters of Sapphire. Here's a room I haven't been in yet. This room is pretty annoying. Basically, you have to touch these skulls in order, maybe, and then you have to open up this hole in the ground. It's kind of like this coordinated little thing you do. And see, they're supposed to appear here and drop a chest if you get them fast enough. See, I can never figure out what you have to actually do. You're supposed to just click on them, but I don't know if it's right click or left click or what. And they're only there for a certain amount of time, maybe? Okay, so the yellow one's there. That's the one I just clicked. Maybe you have to do yellow first. Okay, I think it is. It's just yellow first. See, and there's blue, and now there's a chest in the middle. But man, Oh, of course, it's another FTX. I'm not even going to mark that. Well, maybe I should. I don't really like this room. It's kind of a pain. Okay, so we've got 2 FTXs and nothing else. Didn't drop anything off of those mobs. We can try using the wishing compass to see if there's a city around. There's another chest around here, but I don't know where it went. Seeing that was pointing me pretty far over for a city, but there's definitely a city here. Alright, so for this, the best thing to do is use a griffin pet, or whatever pet you have that has magic bind on it. And I'll probably just have to grind this for like an hour to get 1 transmitter. That's the way it usually seems to work. Especially if there's someone else in here already, which there is. So this is going to be a bit of a pain. The other option is to hop servers asking, hey, do you have a FTX, I'm sorry, a transmitter coordinates? Hey there, Bacon Boy. I'm trying to do a nucleus run. So I did some powder grinding just a little bit ago. Now I'm just doing a nucleus run. I've got like... Oh wait. I'm dropping parts, but not the ones I need. FTX, super... Or actually, that FTX maybe from earlier. No, I don't think it was. These guys are dropping parts, just not the part I need. I need motors and transmitters, and these guys just are not giving them up. Oop, oop. That one just dropped a transmitter. Look at that. That's the fastest I've done this in a long time. Alright. We're getting at least one more nucleus run in here. Alright, so 4 or 5 found. Last one's going to be the Jungle Temple. Oh, because I was doing the powder grinding I was doing earlier was for sludge juice. I need to get more sludge juice for more gemstone mixtures. Okay, so the temple is actually right in the path here on the way to goblins, and I've got plenty of keys, so I don't really need to do anything for that. Other than just run through it. Saw a guy run into it. Alright, so we've got the crystal now. Do this nucleus run. The Jasper crystal in here. I want to check and see. I think I've already got a Jasper crystal. Yeah, so that's not really helpful. Oh, there's 2 Divin's fragments. That's nice. Five Treasurite. Okay, I didn't really need Treasurite, but the 2 Divin's fragments I definitely needed. That's actually a really good run. That means I have 4 of the 7 I need for pants. Pico Nimbus I can go either way with. I don't really running out of places to put spare Pico Nimbuses. There's my 4 Divin's Sprags. Throw my Armadillos in here for now. And some more Bob-ombs. Got plenty of those. Keep looking for the flame ring room to throw the... Alright, let's compress some of this coal. So we'll get a 2x. I'll wait to collect this one until we hit that 2x. It's probably good to go start that Team Treasurite, finishing that one. I'll wait for the 2x to start. If we can find any. We've had the problem of not being able to find Team Treasurite guys respawning in here, so Alright, so let's clear that one commission. So Amber Crystal, which is going to be easy. We know where both of those are. So it might be worth going to do that real quick. See if we can find some other Team Treasurite guys in the meantime. I don't know why people do this. They put blocks down the track where they're going, I guess. Don't realize that all the tunnels are the same on every map. Just go look around on the floor of the mine and see if I can find some more. That's where we found a bunch last time because there's been people hanging out, getting scavenged weapons in the mines. Oh, this is a good room. See, this is supposed to be full of mob spawning, and it's just not. There is a hidden chest in here that I found the other day. Found one more room that has a hidden chest like that too. So 3 more. They're just not spawning in. Oh, this is a Corleone room. No, it's not. Never mind. Again, this should be like swarming with Team Treasurite guys. There's no one in it. Meanwhile, we're burning a lot of the time we had on the clock here for the 2x powder Yogs. We don't have Yog Slayer right now. We got Team Treasurite Slayer. There we go. Didn't take too long. I really want to clear these though, because I'm going to get to the easy, either the easy slayers or the gemstone. Alright, so this are fast. I need to switch to my mining setup and get my armadillo pet back out. Topaz. And this one had problems because we have buildings in our areas. We normally get them. There's a bunch of different options here though, and I'm going to go grab these over here right now. These are usually really quick. Automatons. I found the city earlier. It's probably a good place to go, but I didn't cut a path to it yet. It looks like someone else did, so that's kind of nice. Nice and convenient. Couple more here. There's one over there. One more. Okay, jade gemstones. Chest looter. So let's go generate some chests real quick. Because we haven't found another one yet. Usually they're annoyingly common. I'm powder grinding right now on commissions because I've got a 2x powder event right now and I'm getting 2,000 powder per commission, so seems like a good time to be doing it. But I'm not getting the chest that I normally would. I don't know what's up. Usually it's pretty fast. I specifically have a chest looter commission at the moment, which is what I'm trying to do. There we go, there's one. There we go. Hardstone miner. More of the same. I am going to stop for chests since we're in the precursor area, because I do need more robot parts, theoretically. See, now I'm getting chests. Oh, you know, I bet I was cutting through an area outside the city. That's probably why there's no chests. %, on the way on the chest, sorry, the hardstone. Just a tunnel, I think. That's it. Oh, it's this generator room. I've already been in here. Okay, there's the hardstone miner commissioned. Automatons and sludges, and where automatons are. Okay, back to amber gemstones. Hopefully by this time our gems over here have respawned. If not, we'll have to go find some more. Yep, there they are. Goblin Slayer. This is the same lobby that had the Goblin Canyon. So we'll go and grab those real quick. Alright, it might be time to clear that Sludge Slayer commission because I'm not having a lot of success with the Team Treasurite guys, but I also don't have a good room for sludges. But the Team Treasurite guys just aren't responding really, so it might make sense to go try to find a sludge room. Only 2 minutes left in this powder event though. I could do the amber crystal in 2 minutes, that's for sure. Do that commission instead. Amber crystal and this one's kind of bonkers because they're literally right next to each other, the king and the queen. Topaz is fast too. It's probably the battle's probably been killed since we've been in here, since we last got it, so it's most certainly going to be available again. Oh no! No one came in here and did battle. 50 seconds. Not gonna get Team Treasurite or this or Sludge in 50 seconds, so I might as well just take down Bal. Yeah, I've already gotten the food chest in the Goblin Canyon a while back. Takes so long when you do this by yourself. Like, this is the main reason I got the Venom Statue, was to be able to kill this boss. And partly because I wanted to get all the blazes as well. They're really good for getting your collection and upgrading minions and stuff. All right. Let's see. We don't need those. Did I get another transmitter? I got another electron transmitter. That's pretty awesome. And yet another common armadillo. Didn't even look because I was not expecting to get one, so I didn't even bother looking. And now, as soon as we clear the commission for the jungle, we'll be able to go do our sapphire run and get another nucleus run on the books. So it's actually faster, I think, to go through. Yeah, it's faster to go through the goblin to get to the jungle temple on this server. I think the guy's chasing me, and he almost got me. Hey there, Duck. How's it going? Sorry, Duck, I'm on Ironman. I can't trade with anyone for anything. Oh, I've already opened this chest. Keep forgetting we already did this one. Alright, so that's these crystals placed. Oh, we haven't done Jade yet. I'm forgetting about Jade. We'll do Jade in a second. Gotta do the Sapphire first, and then go do Jade. Alright, so transmitter, and then the other parts already have in volume except for the super light motor. So I'm going to get some more motors soon, but we're good on the other switches and stuff for now. Okay. Wow. Back-to-back scavenge weapons, pretty good. one's in an awkward place. Oh yeah, it's over here. Okay. Definitely have two of the scavenged weapons right now. Lots of chests are close together and no scavenged weapons. Of course, the way SkyBlock always works. You complain about it and then something shows up. Alright, let's see here. Alright, back to back. After much waiting. And this should be the last part, or last crystal we need for the nucleus runs, so that'll be good. Get that taken care of. I'm not even counting how many crystal runs I'm on at this point. Fair amount. Okay, so all of these are set. Let's see what we got. Helix, ruby crystal, jasper crystal. Already had both of those. Got plenty of helixes. Nothing really good on that one, it looks like. More bob-ombs. No one really cares about bob-ombs. Thought that was a jade roll at first, but it's just some regular old sludge juice I've had sitting around. I'm piled up on helixes, and they don't really, you can't do anything with them. You can throw them in the forge for 13 days and get a pet that, you know, is not, doesn't earn you very much. So while we've been doing all these runs, that's great for long-term goals, but it's not really helping with short-term goals, which was getting more coins ahead of Scorpius. Alright, so we've been running around doing a bunch of different things, and I haven't really looked at these gemstones recently. A fair amount of amethyst and topaz. I just picked up a little bit of the amber and jade. Rubies. Not that much sapphire, because we haven't spent a lot of time grinding sapphires. But I want to check and see how much powder we have now. We've got a fair amount of powder. So 190,000, 102,000. Not quite enough. Like 17 powder short on being able to upgrade mining fortune there. So let's just go grab some mithril real quick, and that'll be easily done. That's where my armadillo ended up. I forget how much you get extra powder when you actually have powder buff working on the Crystal Hollows mithril. I think there's more powder than you get otherwise too, but it's also because you can armadillo it, so it's like it goes pretty fast. We've gotten more than 1,000 mithril powder out of these two chunks. Alright, so anyways, that was enough mithril powder to do mining fortune once, and I had enough gemstone powder to do mining fortune 2. We actually just added 10 to our total overall fortune. So up to 855 now, with 12 pristine. See what that translates to on some gems here. Getting that 11 hit fairly consistently, and so not enough to really give us another bump on the pristine, or at least not a significant bump on it. So I should really make a distinction between when I'm doing mithril grind and when I'm doing... Yeah, I don't know if this works. It doesn't work on mithril, that's right. So I get more fortune out of the Yogg armor still than I do out of the mineral, so it's better to use like this combination of Yogg and stuff for the mithril. Almost out of energy on my armadillo, so probably wasn't even worth shifting the armor around. I did run out of storage space, so that's kind of a mixed blessing. We've got a lot of mithril, but not enough to really do a lot. What I really need is 2.5 stacks of mithril, because I do need to make a another refined mithril, the last refined mithril in fact, for another mithril plate, which will give me the ability to upgrade the 455 drill. I'm not sure if I need more mixtures for that. I think I may have everything I need once I get that last plate done, so kind of a process to get that 455 drill going, but I haven't really emphasized it because I've been doing so well with my gemstone gauntlet and my armadillo pet. I haven't really felt the need to grind that specifically. actually fairly fast in here too. Oh, and I just realized I've been running around this entire time with efficient miner turned on. That's why I'm getting so few hits on pristine. It's getting a lot of the breaks from efficient miner instead of being broken where we can get the pristine. So that's bad. Alright, so now we have enough for a refined mithril. Turn off the efficient miner and try hitting this sapphire pile over here. Oh yeah, look at that. That's much better. See just how much more often it fires. You can see how much slower my mining speed is on, that's why I'm using the armadillo, because I put all my powder into fortune and none of it into speed. So, well, I take it back. I put a little bit in the speed, enough to get the jungle axe close enough to 1500 when I'm mining down at bow height, basically, that I can instant break the hard stone. That's like the only real focus I've had on speed for a while. That's all I really need, though, so. Armadillo is out of energy, though, so I can't really run around the way I normally would. So you can see we're getting quite a bit more out of this than we were earlier. Let's compress some of these things. Alright, so I gotta be careful because this is how I accidentally did flawless earlier. I don't want to do it again. I don't think I'll have enough, so that's okay. Yeah, 60 of however many I needed of the 80. Oh, very nice, Mr. Winter. You got your account back, I guess, from Mojang, but you have a 7-day ban on Hypixel. Is that how it works? So 62 fine topaz. Almost enough for another flawless. What I need to do is start stockpiling these to get the five flawless needed for a topaz. Perfect topaz. To put on my gauntlet or to put on my armor. Either one would work. They both give the same amount of pristine, so it doesn't really matter, but putting on my gauntlet gets it one step closer to being upgraded to the full powered one. So I've got a lot to go for that. I really don't want to put a lot of effort into that until I just remembered why I was doing pristine books. But I don't think it matters right now because pristine 4 is not going to be enough to. That's why I was doing fine topaz. Well, maybe it would be. I don't know. It might be worth doing pristine 5 on this. I'll have to think about that. I've got 80 topaz gemstones sitting back in the chest on my island. I had some plan for that, and I can't recall what it was. So anyways, let's go. Okay, so we've just emptied out we've got 33 rough and 43 flawed. We're going to take this armadillo over here and kind of get a sense of what we're getting off of these sapphire things. So we got a couple of fine gems out of that one thing now that we have efficient miner turned off. I'm feeling like I was getting a lot fewer gems than I should have been. It's because I didn't have the pristine firing on all of the gems that we were cutting. And part of that's because I was grinding some mithril earlier in the day to get my forge in motion and forgot to turn it back off. Need some kind of alert or warning whenever I have efficient miner on and I'm cutting gems. So yeah, we're getting a fair amount now. We got 28 fine. We're pretty close to being back to what we had before we did those few things, right? And that was another 8 fine sapphires out of those, 7 veins or so that we hit, if that. So you can see it all starts adding up a lot once you get to it. This room has like one chest up here that might be in for the precursor zone. Nope, not quite. Lots of automatons though. Alright, so that answers that question. Why were we getting so few gems? I was wondering that, but didn't even think about the efficient miner aspect of it. Oh, and then I finished my Sapphire Crystal Hunter. Wait, when did I do that? Oh, before the Nucleus run. I just never collected it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Means I skipped the Jade commission that we should have had there. Oops. So I'm going to basically do this until we hit the point where we've got to clear that sapphire commission again, because that's one we're missing a robot part on. Oh, I can't believe that. I've done that run so many times, and I think that's the first time I've ever died in that particular spot. Hey there, Aspersus over on Twitch chat. How's it going? Okay, so that's the general temple out of the way. Hopefully with the amber crystal or the jade next. Jade, okay. Either one is fine, because what I don't want to be is stuck behind the sapphire for that last gemstone commission to get the extra powder there. Especially since we have a 2x powder event right now. I should be grinding that fast holocoms, and I'm not sure that I want to. I want to kind of get this progress toward this next nucleus run done, but boy, problem is I've got the Team Treasurite Slayer and the Sludge Slayer, and I just don't know have a good source for either of those right now. I haven't found a Corleone room or any of the larger. I found one of the larger Team Treasurite rooms, but it wasn't spawning any mobs. Like, we actually saw a bunch of Team Treasurite mobs around here earlier, but they're all gone now. So it's probably not all that efficient to try to do the 2x powders right now, because I just don't have any gemstone commissions. Okay, so 2 of the 4 parts. Hundred 108 meters to the next one. It means it's all the way over in the other corner. Where? Okay, so that's 3 parts. We need 1 more. Right, 3 scavenged weapons. Using the proper terminology. I wanted to double check and make sure I didn't get another one and not realize it, because I've done that in the past where I've run around for like 10 minutes because I thought I was needed one still, and I actually had it in my inventory the whole time. Yeah, like a Team Treasure guy. It's the first one we've seen in I don't know how long. Alright, here's our 4th part for this piece. Piece for this part, I don't know. 4th scavenged weapon for the Jade Crystal. We have a little bit of powder buff time, or 2x powder time. Amber. Amber's fast, really, really fast on this one. Like, they're basically right next to each other. In 8 blocks, the 2 rooms are like 8 blocks apart. Okay, so now we're down to Sapphire. And that will take a bit of a grinding. Get a transmitter part. Oh, this is the one I just did for that. So we can go grind the city, or we can grind chests, or we can do whatever. Oh, I should probably put on. Oh man, was I when I was doing that, very happily doing that gemstones earlier and getting so much collection, I was wearing the wrong armor. Like, I wasn't even getting as much pristine as I could get. I did have more fortune though. That's actually a good question. So like with this setup, my fortune is 855. And with this setup, my fortune is 925. I don't feel like that's going to make up the difference between losing 4 pristine, though. I lost 4 pristine, basically, when I swap those out. Right, because over here now, my pristine is back to 12, so... Still think it's better to have this set up, but we're going to get a lot more. Maybe not that much more, I don't know. Still feels like it's firing pretty often. We didn't check the bag before we did any of that. This doesn't really help us figure this stuff out. But what I do need to get is electron transmitters, which means I probably need to go grind in the city with a griffin pet and magic armor. Looking for that elusive transmitter here. I don't know how long it'll take to grind it. Especially when there's someone else already in here grinding. So, maybe better to find another server to do that. But I think in the meantime, I'm probably at a point... Oh, what's this over here? I haven't been here yet. The mythical repositories anyways, it doesn't really matter. Oh. I actually need a boss early on. I have a commission for that. All the trouble we've had on this server trying to find treasurites, and I just wander across the Corleone I needed for a commission. So now that that's clear, I can actually go do the rest of these again. Oh wait, I can't do Jade Crystal again because I'm stuck on the sapphires, so it doesn't help that much. But now what I could do is take that Jade Crystal and go make a perfect Jade from 5 flawless Jades, and that would use the crystal up, and I'd be eligible to get the I don't even know where I got a Yagi from. I'd be eligible to get it again, but I'm not going to have 5 flawless Jades for a long time. Not really a lot of incentive for me to get 5 flawless Jades either when I've got Yog armor. It only has well, I guess it does have flawless on it. I didn't put flawless ambers on it. I only put fine ambers because I didn't really need the speed all that much. But overall, I think this has been a pretty decent mining session here. And I probably should wait to do another nucleus run until later, because this is going to take a while to grind this transmitter. I'm not struggling with treasurite. I don't know why you think that. I've got 145 of them. What I'm saying treasurite is, just the team treasurite guys. Those are the ones I need to find for that commission. Oh, hey, there's Zinix, yeah. Yeah, that was a lucky catch. I don't do, powder grinding like that very often anymore. for Ironman, I'm having to kind of like revisit some of those old techniques. All right, so let me double check a few things. I'll make sure my part of the mountain is still set up right. How much powder I have right now? 40,000 gem and 20,000 mithril, but we were mostly doing nucleus runs anyway, so it wasn't really like proper grinding. 8 more for Mining Fortune 2. I'm gonna say 7 more for regular Mining Fortune. Basically, they're both as effective, and they're both pretty high up there now. Gemstone's like twice as much though for the same area. So it's going to take a lot more gemstone powder, but I'm up to 2.5 million almost gemstone powder, 1.5 million mithril. And that's not counting the stuff I've spent on Peak of the Mountain already, so that's a pretty good amount of powder. Not going to reset it though. I want to hang on to my configuration I've got. It's pretty good right now. Alright, so the thing I was going to do was dump off some of these gemstones on the NPC. Here we've got the most. I want to save the topaz. I don't want to spend those. Jade, I can get rid of like half of those. Grab the wrong thing here. Need to get filtered for fines. We'll do some jades. We'll do some sapphires. Lots of amethysts. Ruby I don't really care about. Wipe out the ruby. I want to keep some of these things are easy to get. The sapphires and the jades are like, or sorry, sapphires and the amethysts are super easy. So I'm just gonna sell all of those. I'm trying to keep some of the fines and some of the ambers, fine jades and ambers to basically just keep my ability to make gemstone mixtures. So we had a 2.3 million coins just then. I think I had 200,000 coins maybe before that. So that was not bad for having screwed up and not had my setup right. I didn't have like the efficient miner turned on, but getting close to 9 million coins. So 1/10 of what we would need for Scorpius. Yeah, the next mare is going to be Diaz, which is going to be super useful. Well, presuming that he wins, like looks like he's going to win right now. And when Diaz is mare, you get a discount, not just a discount, you get a lift on the NPC limit, right? So there's a bunch of stuff we have to buy while that limit is high. Probably should buy a bunch of golden carrots. Those are good for making stuff later on. Get a bunch of rabbit's feet, a bunch of sugar, make enchanted stuff. So like lots of enchanted things that will build off of the NPCs. Enchanted sugar off the farm merchant. Probably a bunch of pumpkins and stuff too. Like basically everything that the NPCs sell, we're going to need to buy in quantity. Don't care so much about the builder's quartz and stuff, but the ice, we'll get lots and lots of ice because we still need to make frozen blaze armor at some point. We can make a pretty good set of stuff from the NPC sales. Alright, so we're full up on wishing compasses again. We're almost full on sludge too. It's only a little bit left to go if we need to go grind that. I'm going to double check and see. Yeah, so we need that one refined mithril, so we need to put that in the forge right now. We needed an enchanted iron block, and I've got that already. I just haven't crafted it yet. So this is the recipe basically for the mithril plates. We need one more mithril plate. And then we need, I think, 16 refined titanium and 10 refined diamonds. I think we should just go check in a moment. Let's go take a look at that. So first off, I need to get this mithril going. Okay, just double check the recipe for the mithril plate. It's 5 refined mithril. I think I have 4 refined mithril right now. 1 gold plate, a refined titanium, and the iron block. And then the thing we're trying to get to is this 455 drill over here that needs Yeah, 16 refined titanium, 10 refined diamonds, 6 metal plates, and the 355 drill. This thing is going to be useless for us. It won't do anything better than anything we already have. But it's this, progression. You got to go through that to get to the next one, right? And the next one's where we start really getting into like a lot of mithril plates, and we have a problem with plasma. We got to be able to kill a bunch of ghosts in order to get plasma. That's going to be challenging unless we can get some help from people who can do loot share. So loot sharing is probably the only way we're going to get plasma right now, unless I can get a phantom rod. There's not really a way to kill the ghosts otherwise. And that's kind of a roadblocker on the path to the 655 drill, right? Which needs 30 core leonite. I've got 10% of these right now. But the mithril plate and the refined diamonds are actually, like, all this stuff for the 655 is relatively cheap and easy compared to everything else that you're having to go through to get to that point. So on the other path is the gemstone drills, and this is the other thing I've been kind of saving up for. I've got the flawless topaz. I've got the 3 gemstone mixtures. What I don't have are the 5 magma cores. I got 1 of them. So we need to go fishing in the crystal hollows for that. Then the jasper drill upgrade from that. This is where the treasurite's going to, right? So I need 100 treasurite and a flawless jasper. Well, I've got this. The flawless jasper is going to be a pain. But with the topaz drill, it might not be so bad. That's the point where I would probably go in and reconfigure how I'm doing my powder to make this feasible to use. Because a lot of times the armadillo can't break the blocks in the fairy grotto, so you're going to need to actually manually grind it. So that's where this topaz drill is going to come in. And one of the nice things about it is it gives you the 100 mining fortune, right? So it's not as good as you'd get with you get 120 mining fortune just off the titanium drill base, right? And this one doesn't have anything other than a speed slot, right? Even the jasper drill doesn't have pristine, no topaz slot. So this is the main reason why the jasper drill is not as good as the titanium drills, like the 6x5. And the Divins, of course, is the best. So, but you can't do that without a Divins alloy. What's crazy is you only need a Divins alloy and 50 million coins. There's no other mining stuff related to that one. So, then we're getting closer to being able to do the leggings for Divins. We did the boots and we did the helmet, and the leggings are 3 frags away now at this point. So that's some more nucleus runs, at least 3, like minimum 3 probably. Probably more like 10 or 15. Sorry, Astro, I've been kind of reading that as I've caught up, as I've been paying attention to other things in the game. I haven't really been looking. So your question was, how did I get my frozen scythe? I put out 15 tier 9 ice minions. They didn't start at tier 9. I eventually got them to tier 9. And that was the right when Derpy was around too. So during Derpy, Mayor Diaz showed up 3 times, right? Every time Mayor Diaz showed up, I maxed out the ice that I bought from the builder. So that's kind of how I got the frozen scythe. A lot of minions running for a couple of weeks, and then also that Diaz Mayor. So Mayor Diaz coming up is pretty good for anyone who wants to make a frozen scythe. You'll have 5 days of maxed out purchases from ice from the builder if you remember to do it. So I would definitely suggest trying to do that. Okay, let's see where we're at. In terms of all these other things I haven't really been paying attention to. Got a fair amount of enchanted redstone. I don't know if I have that stored on my island or not. Block form. I've been kind of collecting it as we've gone through, just with regular mining over time. I think I've used up all the stuff that I had, so I'm going to actually make these into blocks and start kind of collecting the stuff to upgrade the... I want to say it's better to upgrade through the next 2 tiers of these personal compactors rather than trying to make new ones. So we'll just keep these in here for now, and as we get more redstone, we might actually grind redstone on purpose at some point. I've got a little bit of ice still stored around. not a whole lot. Oh, I don't want snow blocks. I want enchant snow blocks. So anyways, I think that's probably going to be it for this stream. I've got a pretty good place. I feel like we're making some coins when we need to. I didn't do as many coins as efficiently as I could have because I spent a lot of time working on other things like gathering all this sludge juice and opening chests for gem powder and trying to do some powder grinding during the 2x and also trying to do those nucleus runs. So I didn't really focus on the gemstone in the way that I would need to make a lot of coins. But at some point I probably need to do a time test and see just how many coins I can make per hour if I really focus on it. And that'll give me a good idea of like how much I need to grind during Diaz to get to the point where I have 14 minutes till traveling zoo. That's kind of unfortunate. But anyways, for this stream, I think I'm pretty much done at this point, and I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out for a while. We'll be back on the stream probably tomorrow around the same time, so keep an eye out for the stream notifications, and until then, happy gaming.